everyone, and welcome back to Art à la Carte. And this is the last video in a three-part video series that I did not initially intend to be a three-part series. I had first thought, of course I can teach this all in one lesson. And then I realized how long that video would have been, and that is just insane. And so I kind of had to decide, do I want to just really kind of focus on one cat and then speed draw through the other two? But there was so much information that I wanted to be able to give to you guys in this video that I thought I'm just going to break it up into 3 different videos to cover all of that. So this is the final part. If you haven't seen part 1 or part 2, I will have links to those in the description box below. You can check those out. In fact, I highly recommend that you do look at those. I'll be talking about some things that I went into greater detail in these 2 videos there, and so you might not fully understand what I'm talking about and get frustrated, so I don't want that to happen. So check those other 2 videos out and then come back for this video. This is going to be my kind of like the muscles of my cat team here. I've got my basic base here, and I talk a little bit more about that in this video here, so definitely check that out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to begin to build in my cat character, and for this one I'm going to make much smaller ears. Instead of having like this one here, we had very large ears. This one we had normal ears. So for this cat here, I'm going to have very, very smaller ears. I'm going to have a smaller set forehead, and I'm going to put it in his eyes there. And I'm going to have a larger mouth area. This is going to just give him a fun design kind of personality look. So I'm going to put in his little nose right there, and coming up with his nose bridge. And then he's just got like the long kind of matted hair. So I'm just going to loop this down. It's kind of weighted down. And I'm going to kind of put in his little mouth here. And to give that kind of matted look, I'm not going to have a really sharp point to the ends of these tendrils, or the kind of the ends of these fur lines. I'm going to kind of have it a rounded tip, and that's just going to make it look like it's a little bit more matted. But I want to give him this really nice lion mane here, which a lot of longer hair cats have. So they have just this massive amount of fur along their shoulders and coming underneath their chest. And then I want to make sure he looks like he is a weighted cat. He's got some good muscle and tone. So I want a lot of this weight to look like it's kind of coming down here. I don't want him to look fat, like he's like an obese cat. I just want him to look like he's just muscle. And so I'm going to indicate that by kind of giving him a little bit thicker legs, but coming down into thinner paws. But I'm going to give him really flat paws, so it looks like he just carries his weight well. And you don't have to go into a lot of worry about the lines here, because he is so long in his fur that really you don't see a lot of that. So maybe just little indications of it. And kind of just gesturing out that tail a little bit, just get that shape going on there. And then just a little hint of those little paws underneath there. And you can even put some pretty good fur lines down the back sides of his legs. So for his face, I want to give him wider eyes, but thinner. So there's one eye and one eye. And then we'll give him some whiskers, and maybe on this one we'll kind of give him a kind of a crinked up whisker. He's trying to look cool for the ladies, but you know, he's been out mousing all day, so he needs to groom up a little bit. And then just for fun, I want to give him some tufts on the tops of his ears right there. Almost give him a little bit of a bobcat look. Maybe he has bobcat in his ancient history of the ancestors. So there we go. We have kind of our cat character here. And you'd have to decide if he's kind of goofy, or if he's just a shy, or if he's kind of a bully. He doesn't look like a bully to me. He looks very sweet. But you could add a couple characteristics, some grumpy eyebrows, and make him a bully if you wanted to. But no, he's so sweet. I kind of imagine his characteristics if you watch Robin Hood, the Disney version with, you know, like the cartoon with the fox and everything. Little John, who was that big bear, kind of that personality. He's kind of a happy-go-lucky kind of character, but heart of gold, but definitely the brute strength if he needs to. Once you get them all designed out, you're going to ink them in, add some color, and you will have a finished cat character. So I had a little bit more fun with his whiskers right there. It's kind of fun. Now I'm going to take my eraser, erase the lines that I don't need after the ink has dried enough so you don't smear your cute little cat. And if you need some help in knowing how to add some color to that, definitely check out those other videos. I go through that a little bit, but since I've already gone through it twice, I'm just going to speed through the coloring of this. And there we go. Totally push yourself to have fun with the patterning of your cat. Create a cat pattern that maybe you've never seen before. Make your cats a unique and personal individual, and that will really help set them off, especially if you're trying to design a story or characters for a story. If you can do something to your character that sets them off from somebody else, they're going to be more recognizable in your illustrations. So like this cat definitely has its own personality and as well as its kind of own distinct pattern and features. I would love to hear what you guys think these cats' stories are. So let me know in the description box below. Tell me their name, what you think their history is, what their story is, all that. I'd love to hear your guys' theories and ideas on that. I hope you enjoyed this series that did not initially start off to be a series, but it did end up being a series. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more character design kind of videos, whether it be more cat videos, character designs, or other animals. Let me know. Can you do this with both dogs or horses or wolves or pigs, whatever? Let me know. I really like to hear your guys' feedback. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. And until next time, God bless you guys, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Pencil and some paper, and the best part